Well, I think it's good, very good timing. Canada's had a long-term relationship with Africa through governments, through the private sector, through civil society actors. And now that the tide is turning in Africa, in a sense, there's a more hopeful economic outlook. It's more hopeful in terms of democratic development. It's more hopeful in terms of reduction in conflict. I think that it's a good time to stay engaged. When we talk about Canada's relationships with Africa, we often talk just about state relationships, when in fact there's been a very, very rich history of relationships between Canadian CSOs and African civil society organizations, Canadian churches, Canadian unions, Canadian non-governmental organizations of all kinds. And so we'd like to bring that experience, that rich set of experiences to the volume. So Canadians, for example, for decades were involved in the anti-apartheid struggle. They were involved dramatically in the 1984 famine in Ethiopia. They've participated in a range of policy initiatives around small arms, the responsibility to protect, the landmines treaty. And all of this has brought us long-term relationships with many African partners. And I'd like to see that receive more prominence, more understanding, really, among the Canadian public. It isn't about starving children. It's about much deeper, broader, more sophisticated kinds of relationships that Canadian civil society organizations over these 3-4 decades have had with African civil society organizations.